The company was started in 1969 because of my father, Mel Hancock, was involved in a bank in Marshfield, Missouri.
Federal Protection, from what I know, has started at a milk barn at my grandparents'. Then it moved to a tiny office behind my grandparents' house. And then from there, we moved to my great-grandparents' house, which was a farmhouse in an area that hadn't even been developed in Springfield before.
Kim started helping his father, but really got involved in the company as Mel became more of a public servant and in the capacity of a U.S. congressman.
As we developed, one thing led into another, and after signing up the first 18 banks, then some of those bankers were saying, well, why don't you just do our security, because you're doing a good job with the film cameras. So we immediately started doing security systems for the banks as well.
In '97, he bought Liberty Bank equipment, and we took on another about 15 or so employees from that company.
And when I started, all we basically did was alarm and camera type stuff for banks and commercials and residential stuff. But we also started we're breaking into the banking side.
Right, I think at that time there was 35 of us. So over the years, 35 became 280 pretty fast, it seemed like. We just grew, and we grew by service.
And under Kim's leadership, we've grown to over 280 employees, which is what we have today, all across the Midwest.
We were busting at seams over at that home, or it was his grandfather's home, that they decided to use rather than try to buy or go downtown and lease.
And I believe in early 2000, we moved to the facility we're currently in, which is 58,000 square feet and 280 people.
I thought we had way too much room we'd ever need when we moved here, but that wasn't so. So since then, he bought a building behind it, and the stuff across the street.
So that really brings us up to the last 10 to 15 years. We've had several acquisitions over time, I think right at 15. Some have been small. The first one was a company called Liberty Bank Equipment Company back in 1997, which is the same time we started the ATM servicing division and the ATM deployment, actually selling that product to our customers. So, and that was a big part of we went from about 22 employees to right at 40 in 1997, January 1st, 1997. But it's all evolved around the people, and I can't stress that enough, because having great people in the right positions is what really has made our company.
It's the commitment to serving our customers, to make sure that they're secure in every aspect of their either business or their home. It's the difference in having their phones answered immediately by a live person every time they call.
That's a huge difference maker, and I hear all the time just how thankful and grateful our customers are that when they need us, they don't have to go through an automated prompt. They just dial the phone number and they immediately get the help that they're looking for.
I think the difference is that we are still that caring, traditional company. We still value every customer that we have. And we want to serve them the same way we want to be served every day, and every interaction we have.
A lot of the federal difference is, quite frankly, the way we present ourselves. Our technicians wear uniforms. They keep their trucks clean, and we have the Mobile Billboard Award, which we created several years ago. And everyone takes pride in how they present themselves and how we're presented as a company.
I think that's one of the big federal differences is we got great service, and we've got a lot of other things. But I think the service is what drives it to me.
The federal difference is their mantra. Under promise, over perform. To date, I have, in 7 years as superintendent here at Republic Schools, utilizing their services, I have not encountered one incident where they haven't met that expectation.
We stock a large inventory. And we do that because customer uptime, which equates to customer success. I think that's the biggest difference, is that we're not just out to try to make a dollar off the customer. We're here to try to make them successful.
Another federal difference would be the inventory that we handle, and that's to serve our customers. Service is number one.
And what I can tell you about Federal Protection is that they provide the best customer service in the industry. Hands down. Call, you get a quick answer, which is very important. When you're dealing with security or you have an issue with your building, either or, whether it's Federal Protection or Federal Construction, they're on the spot immediately to address our needs.
And their word is their bond. They follow up with you. They're always in contact with you, be sure things are working. We've done 7 projects with Federal since 1999, but it gets back to the character of the individuals that we dealt with, and that's what Federal's all about.
Federal's work is important because when you give your security needs over to a company, you want to be sure that they know what they're doing, they're the best in their business, and they're going to take care of you every time. And that's what Federal does.
The work that Federal does, I call it the 3 Ps. We protect people, property, and profits. And as long as we design everything that we do around those and do the best that we can do, then we're doing it right and we're all going to be just fine.
I spoke to a customer yesterday, funny enough, really, and she said, this is a quote from her, she said, "You make me feel safe." This was from the time that our salesman visited her. She said she felt safe with him, and she also felt safe when the system was put in, and she feels safe to this day. So
I think it protects what people value the most and love the most, and that's their families. It protects their assets, what they work so hard for.
When you think of the responsibility you have to make sure that someone is protected, you want your equipment, you want your people, you want all of those things working flawlessly to minimize any kind of risk to anybody.
The values that have been instilled from our leadership team and Kim and Gayla and Matt of integrity and honor and treating customers with respect, how we handle the little things, that makes such a huge difference. Our customers see that difference, and those values are carried out by all of the professionals that we have on our team. That's why we've been so successful in the past, and I think that's why we're going to continue to be successful for years and years to come.
I'd like to say thank you to our staff and to our customers that have stayed with us so long. And we have customers that have been with us the whole time, the whole 50 years straight. And I think that's unusual. I think it illustrates the dedication that our employees and our leadership have to take care of the customer.
My dad never had a hobby. His life was faith, family, and Federal. And that's pretty much how he rolls. And to this day, we kind of joke that Federal's like another child to him. I mean, he's watched it from infancy to where it is today. Success has taken sacrifice in that regard, and he has always put those things in order.
I think we're just scratching the surface. Our customers want what we have to provide, and I think there's still, we can say we're going to do everything across our phones and across all these platforms. But at the end of the day, it's hard to beat just good old-fashioned customer service. I think that will be the catalyst for our growth. I think it's been the catalyst for our growth for years. I think it just will continue to propel us forward. So,
I've been working for Federal for over 20 years now, and it's just been a great ride. I mean, like I said, the business skills that Kim has, it's just like, hold on, we're going places and we're doing things. And it's just been a really, really great experience.
Congratulations on 50 years, and here's to 50 more.